Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. Make sure you guys check out the video of me installing the engine into the painted frame. It's nice and fresh. And right now, we're gonna be taking off the manifold bolts. I got new manifolds. I got headers actually. They're not stock and they run down the sides and come out here on both sides. I'm getting them through one of my buddies. And so we're gonna be taking the manifolds out. Also, I got new parts installed. Water pump inlet, water pump, new thermostat inside, and new fuel pump. Also got some new hoses. Then I gotta put oil in it. I got a new oil filter, new oil. We gotta bolt up the tranny pan properly. It's just held on by a few bolts right now. Bolt that up, put the new filter tranny fluids in. Then we gotta put the T-case on and put the new T-case fluids in. Then from there, we're basically ready to start it up. I could probably start it now with just oil, but I want to make sure everything's good. And we're gonna also clean this all up. I bought some brushes and stuff. You can see this is just dirt. It's got a nice paint job actually on the tranny. We just got to clean that up and she'll be looking good. Also, I want to take off the oil pan as well. I got a new gasket for it. It's all drained and stuff, so it should come out fairly easy. And then we'll bolt her back up. Just a bunch of little things on the engine just to make sure the longevity's there. Alright, so I just pulled out a spark plug because it looked like there's oil coming out of that spot where it goes in. And as you can see, it's actually cracked. So I guess I'm just gonna get new spark plugs, which is fine. Might as well anyways. But yeah, just something little that I wouldn't have noticed unless I pulled it out. Alright, oil pan's off. Not bad actually. A little sludgy in some spots, but away she goes. You can see under here, it looks pretty good. The oil looked really fresh. So that's good, like touching anywhere on it, the oil looks good. I know we put like new bolts, new fluids, like all the fluids I drained were new. So that's like good, it was taken care of a decent amount. And we're gonna get this thing looking mint again, clean it all up, get the new gaskets on and throw it back in. So I cleaned everything up. I was just about to put the oil pan back on. I was getting the gaskets in place. And then I saw this. See if I can get you guys an angle here. Do the best here. So this is the timing chain. It's so loose. Like that's ridiculously loose. So I'm gonna have to get access to that, which means I gotta pull all this off again. A little bit of a pain in the butt, but glad I found that. So I got it all stripped down to the last spot where I need a harmonic balancer puller. But yeah, you can see it's so loose on that side there. And I also am gonna need a new gasket for this guy here. But yeah, I just need a puller, so I'm trying to find one right now. But yeah, we took it all apart in like 10 minutes. It's so easy, this thing. But I'm gonna go inside and do some research on how to actually adjust the timing and figure all that out and step backwards, but it's worth it. Be running way better if it's actually tight. All right, so once you get that the balancer, harmonic balancer pulley, this thing comes out like butter. I think I have this seal and I'm trying to see if I have the gasket. Let's take a check right now. We got exhaust manifold. We're gonna need those two when we put on that new exhaust. If we have a cover, okay, so this might be the seal. Let's take a peek. Thinking that's the seal. So this is it right here, super clutch. This is $50 for that gasket kit, guys. If you're doing this, buy that, save yourself a lot of freaking time. So yeah, this is bolts right up like that. So we do have the gasket and we got the seal. I'm gonna just double check that seal is what it's for, but that is freaking mint. All right, so I got a new seal in here, mint. Also took the tranny pan off because we took it off to drain the fluid. So this gasket looks really new actually, so we're gonna reuse it. Tranny is mint, oil pan's mint. Next thing on the agenda is gonna be the T-case. I'm waiting for the timing belt set right now, so I'm not gonna touch it. Also, I gotta clean this up too. It's coming along. We're using a lot of those gaskets. I only thought I'd be changing a few. They're so old. Like I don't even think this gasket's ever been changed. Like it was so hard to get off. And I actually really enjoy working on the engine so far. It's a lot of fun. I'm learning so much from this. Like, this is crazy. And this is really what I enjoy. So it's a long process, but I do enjoy it deep down. I enjoy working on this thing. All right, just got a little haul from Lordco. We got new spark plugs, air filter. We got the belt that goes around the power steering, the fan, and the crankshaft pulley. All around, we have tons of new parts. All right, so here's the 4 on this side. Definitely not new, but not too bad. But this is the one that's cracked. I showed you guys. There, you can see the hairline crack there. Both. Oh, she's gonna break. Yeah, not good. So that'll affect the running too, I believe. So I'm super excited to get this thing going now that there's a lot of new parts. Alrighty guys, so the timing belt showed up and we're gonna be moving on to that right now. I'm gonna take the fuel pump out. Also, from my understanding, I wanna get these lined up. So here's the tab on this gear here. I think you can see it, that one. And then the tabs over there. I'm gonna get this one straight down, take the belt off, and then turn this one to line up. And then we're gonna slide our new belt on. We can, like, you slide it on all in one. So basically you take the gear off, pull it off as one, put the new timing chain on as one. As far as I know, I have no clue what I'm doing right now. So we'll see if this works. I've just been doing research on YouTube. So you can see it's perfectly lined up, dead center. I actually just spun it all around. I forgot these move separate ways. So it's dead center. Now that's how you want to take it off. So we're gonna bust this bolt off, take it off that way. And the new one, there should be no adjusting as far as I know. The new one should just be tighter because this is like a factory mess up, I believe. These are Ford parts, so I'd imagine, but I gotta try and bust this bolt off without moving this at all. So I'm gonna put the gun on it so I get that quick torque. Take this off, take that off, and then we'll look at our new one. We got it ready to come out, lined up. What I've seen is 2 wrenches in there, pry it from both sides. Here's the new one, guys. So it's actually cheaper to order the whole kit. It was cheaper to order the gears and everything, not just the chain was the same price. So I was like, well, I might as well order all this new stuff. It's from Engine Tech, chain timing set. Seems to be the same so far. I got it lined up as good as possible. I think that's where we want it, right there. So basically shimmy that one off and shimmy the new one on, and it should be way tighter. Alright, so I took it off. I actually realized I had mine freaking set up backwards, so that's good. I gotta switch this over, just a little tab. Yeah, that's basically it as far as I know here. These are pretty worn, so that's good. We're getting new ones in there. Yeah, so this is the back side, this is the front side. There's the little dimple. I was like, why isn't there one? I guess I gotta do it myself. It's because it's on the other side. Jeez, man. Sometimes we get lucky out here, which is good. Because if I put that on backwards, I would have been freaking rattled at myself. Alright guys, I'm super proud of myself. I think this is perfect. As you guys could see in the time lapse, I was fiddling with it a bit, but I got it dialed perfect right in the center. Now look at this. Woo, baby. No play at all. That is perfect. I thought it was because the timing was off, but the timing was actually on in the engine. It was just the belt super loose. That is perfect. I'm so happy with the outcome. I hope it drives well still. And also, I wanted to show you guys a tip that I thought of. I don't know if anyone's ever told us, but if you guys know, if you screw this in, you can only adjust to the right. So let's say I wanted to move this to the left, I would have to go all the way around. So what I did was I actually went like this, bolted this through with a wrench. So wrench was on the back. Now, when I got it tight, it was tight enough that I could move the wrench to the left and it would spin the whole thing. Kind of genius. I'm not sure if that is something someone's done before. I didn't look it up. I just thought of it on the spot. I was like, I don't want to move this all the way around. I just need to move it back the slightest bit to get this perfect. So that's what I did, and it worked out mint. And just to compare, this is like literally feels like weightless. Like there's nothing to it at all. This is Ford, and it feels like there's no weight to it at all. And this is the same. This one's the same as the other one. But yeah, there's no weight to this sprocket. I don't know if that's like good or bad if it's heavier, but this one definitely feels a lot sturdier. It's all buttoned up again. We got brand new belts this time around. What we've done so far is we got water pump, outlet, belts, fuel pump, gaskets for all that stuff, and a new seal back there. We got the new timing chain behind it, as you guys saw. So lots of new stuff up front here. We're gonna put our fuel lines back on. We're gonna get it hooked right back up to the carb here. I got a new fuel filter and new hoses and stuff, so we'll get it from there to there. Alrighty, so I gotta get rid of this crane. I'm going away for a few days here. I don't want it to be up here if anyone needs it, so I'm gonna bring it back to the farm. Before I do that, we're gonna be putting the T-case on because that's the last thing I needed it for. This ultra gray gasket maker here, yeah, it's just got like a bunch of parts, so it's definitely meant for steel. I think it's gonna do the trick there. So that should be pretty simple. Slide it in, mount it, bolt it up. The T-case is on. You can see the gasket maker a little oozed out. It's just perfect. I didn't crank it completely tight. And this is started loose. We just gotta get our pan on so you guys see the pan's not on. It's been the biggest headache of this whole project so far has been this oil pan. And I also realized, because it was full of coolant, I also found one of my expansion plugs was leaking. You guys can see. I just put this one in, but that one's leaking right there. So I got the whole kit coming. Just gonna replace them. So we finally got the oil pan on. I had to get two of my buddies to help me, guys. It is the worst experience so far of this Bronco, honestly. The oil pan has a 4-piece gasket. You have to connect them. It's just, it's honestly really dumb. So we finally got it together. It was a pain in the butt. The engine mounts were making it even harder because it kept wanting to push the pan over. It was just, it was a rough one, but we did it.